Hello, everyone. You are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get reliable and authentic news that are so crucial to you. I say big thank you to everyone who has been part of this channel and who has taken time to subscribe. And if you are yet to subscribe, I say please click the red subscribe button and also the bell icon. The bell icon will allow you to get notified anytime we publish any news. Emir Sanusi reveals real cause of kidnapping, Boko Haram, other crimes in Nigeria. The Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, has blamed the increasing spate of kidnapping, drugs, banditry, and armed robbery to the huge population of Nigeria. Sanusi, a former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), made the remark during a roundtable session on Nigeria in 2050, boom or bust, at the ongoing 25th Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja on Monday. The monarch insisted that all the current social vices, including the Boko Haram insurgency, Esme and farmers clashes, drug addiction, out-of-school children, had direct bearing to the consequences of population. Sanusi said, "I think we should get away from this question of if population is an asset or liability. It is a liability. And all the issues you have from Esme and farmers clashes, Boko Haram, drug addiction, out of school children, these are all tied to the population we have. And the question is, how do you turn that into a productive one?" The monarch also lamented the high rate of divorce between husbands and wives and called on the authorities to create an obstacle to divorce. Sanusi observed that the process of a divorce appeared to be too cheap for a man who oftentimes gets away with no responsibility given him to cater for the family he left behind, hereby leaving a trail of poverty. This population problem is perhaps the most important developmental challenge we have to face. If we don't have a demographic transition, we will never have economic transition, he said. So guys, that is what the Emir Sanusi has revealed, that the reason why we are having all these vices, ranging from Fulani S-men, the bandits, the out-of-school children, everything is tied, according to him, to population, the huge population. But in my opinion, our population as big as the United States? Is our population as big as a China or Indian in the first place? Are they not progressing? I don't know. It's talking from the economist angle, but when you talk of reality, those countries that are really mentioned, they have huge population, just like India or China. They are two times, or we are two times, they are three times, their population, and yet they are progressing. Most especially China. How have they been coping? How have they been doing it? And coupled with the fact that we have a natural and human resources, are they not supposed to be a blessing to us? The population is supposed to be a blessing to us, not the other way around. From an economics angle, of course, maybe you'll be saying, the population, maybe what we are getting, cannot be equated to the population we have on ground. Because when you look at the budget, what is being budgeted for, how is it going to go around the population? But the question is that another thing is corruption. Because if really we want to go by what we have, that some people are not just somewhere, cutting away our money somewhere, just like the AD to one of the close AD to Buhari, that was caught in London with £200,000. What is his salary? What kind of business does he do? Now that money is wasted because the UK government has already seized that money and they deported him. You can see how wise those people are in that country. They deported him and seized the money. Why didn't they deport him with the money? Because because he went against their policy, and talking about money laundering, and you could see that the supporters of this government are saying it is not money laundering. So if it is not money laundering, so they kidnapped the money from him or they stole the money from him. Is that what they are telling us? So that being said, so if somebody can just take 200,000, that is the one we know, and I'm sure that was not his first time of doing that. That was not his first time of doing that. Just like the luck ran against him. And many people like that, of his colleagues like that, most of them are in government house, holding one position or the other. Those are the people, money that are supposed to be meant for the masses, they are diverting it elsewhere. Just like in the case of Mena, the pension money, they've been talking about that money back and forth for how many years now. They've not been able to nip everything on board. You can imagine a lot of corruption is going on that at that level. And also, come to think of it, the senators, do you know how much they are receiving? Even the executives, even the executives, all those politicians, do you know how much they are receiving? Even the ministers, do you know how much they have, they've set aside for themselves? Common 30,000 naira they cannot pay, and yet a senator will tell you that he wants to get a jeep for oversight function. What is he doing? You are ruling people, or you are leading, you are representing the poor, and you are richer than them. So who are you representing? How do you marry those two things together? So those are the things that we are talking about. I don't know the angle that the man is talking from, but when you look at the whole thing holistically, if people are really honest with even what we have, nobody should suffer. We shouldn't have business. Nobody should have business with poverty or with all this penury. Now the president said there are five richest states in the country. That's one of the things that is bringing about poverty. Or five people, they are the five people, the richest five people in the country. They are from the 5 states. Do they really check those ones? Do they pay tax? As rich as they are, do they really pay tax? Now they will be looking for people that will be paying tax, looking for masses that will be paying taxes. Even if the masses, they will tell you that the tax rate of Nigeria tax rate is the lowest, when you check other countries. But the issue is that the few ones that are paying the tax, what are you doing with the tax? Because people are ready to pay the tax, because if they even pay the tax, how do they get the benefit of the taxes they are paying? Even the so-called government workers, the civil servants, they will work for 35 years, as the case may be. After retirement, to get their money, it is problem. We are still talking about MENA, the pension board. After their retirement, to get their money is problem. To pay their salary is wahala. They will see pay tax, they will see collect their tax. Yet, what do they do with the tax? They will tell you that there's no money. But when the president is sick, he will go to London to go and treat himself. With which money? With whose money? Is it not the taxpayers' money? And yet they will tell you there's no money. If things are not done, if there's no employment, if there's no things that will occupy the people or the youth, as the case may be, those ones who are at the level of employment, if they don't have anything to do, things, they are just everything, even the ones that want to do little business, light will not be there. The environment is not friendly. They will be preaching here and there the ease of doing business, but nothing is happening. We are not seeing anything. There's no difference. If they are not being occupied with one or two things, what will happen? They will go into crime. They will go into crime. It is not everybody that has that ability to be able to restrain himself or herself from doing the wrong thing. It's not everybody. If you think you have that zeal, or you have that will not to go into crime, it's not like that for everybody. Everybody is not the same. So you just have to do the needful. The government needs to do the needful. We are still talking about electricity today. No electricity. If there's electricity, a lot of people who are into handwork, they will be able to do better. If you have little money, the next thing you are going to be looking for how to buy generator, or how to fuel your generator every day in, day out. Do you know how much they are going to be spending for that? Then what will not be left for you, even as a business person? A lot of people are just frustrated. A lot of taxes. When you just go to Lagos, taxes here and there. But check what is on ground. Nothing. Lagos state government is saying that there's no money. That is why a lot of things are, just are still on standstill. There's no money. How can you say there's no money when you will know how much is being paid to the former governors after just serving for 4 years? You imagine somebody that served for 4 years now. Go and check what is going to be going on with, according to what they have laid down for themselves. They have set aside for themselves. Four houses in this, 4 houses in this, after every 4 years, this and this and that, this and this and that. Even the so-called man in Akwa Ibom, Akpabio, if you know how much he's collecting for health insurance. Is it health insurance? He was going to be collecting almost millions of naira, over 100 million, to take care of his health and his family. For what? What has he done? What has he done? What special thing did he do just to be the governor? And throughout the time of him being the governor, he was not spending his money. The government was taking, the taxpayers are footing his bill. So what are we talking about? Serve for 4 years. Even Oshomole, the same thing. And yet the people that you guys are representing, they are living in poverty. So this issue of what is it called? This issue of population, to me, in my opinion, I don't think that's one of the reasons, because the political wit will do the needful. You know, the people leading us don't have that. They don't have that at all. So that is what is telling us, that population is the reason why we have all these vices in our country, in our system. I think it needs to really explain better. Of course, you guys that you are gurus, you know better. If really you think that what he has said is the reason for all of these things that we are experiencing, we would like you to, let's continue the discussion from the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.